Hello and welcome. My name's Jack and I'm from DriveElectric, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new, all-electric Ford e-Transit. Now, for lots of people, transit means van, van means transit, and so I'm sure that this electric version of the already iconic van is going to be really popular within the electric LCV market. So as you can see, there's not a great deal of difference aesthetically on the outside of the new electric Transit. However, there are some key differences on the front grille. So you've now got these three blue accenting lines which clearly show that this is an electric van. Now, something we won't have seen before as well is just under the blue badge, you've got a conveniently located charge port. Now, as with most new electric vehicles on the market today, you've got a Type 2 AC socket for home charging or workplace charging at the depot, and you've also got a DC adaptation to provide the CCS or combined charging system socket, which you can use on the public network. Now, the Ford e-Transit has capability of charging up to 115 kilowatts per hour DC, which means you can go from 15 to 80% in as little as just over half an hour. Moving around to the side of the van, as you can see, instantly recognizable as a Transit. And when looking inside, you'll see that not much has changed either. Let's go take a look at the back. So the Ford e-Transit comes in 25 available different configurations. This particular one behind us is the H3L3 version, meaning it's got 936 kilograms of payload and 11 cubic meters of internal space. Should we take a look? So in this L3H3 version of the Ford e-Transit, the maximum width between the wheel arches is just under 1.4 meters. The maximum load length is just under 3.5 meters, and the maximum load height is just over 2.1 meters. There's also an interior usable space of 13 cubic meters. So when you get in the e-Transit, it doesn't really feel too dissimilar to the standard Transit. The dashboard's still relatively the same. Everything's kind of where you'd expect it to be for a Ford. But this time around, we've now got this backlit analog display instrument lighting, so you can see your power usage and your speed and stuff, and also this huge, crisp 12-inch display, which is run on Ford Sync 4 software. There's also acres of storage space. So you've got your door cards, you've got little cubby holes here, cup holders here, another cubby hole here, more cubby holes here, a nice big glove box, dash room insert, and also there's a little cup holder which pops out just down here. All right then, well, here we are in the new Ford e-Transit, and I've got to say, on first impressions, it feels just like a Transit. Not really much difference in terms of drive, except of course that you've got no gearbox and no clutch. So you can literally just put your foot down and drive. Nice positive steering, no roll or rattles, all very refined. And of course that comes mainly from the 68 kilowatt hour battery that's mounted below the rear chassis. Just like many electric vehicles, their battery is stored under the floor pan, which gives it really low center of gravity even when you've got some load. This particular version's got a 180-ish brake horsepower motor powering the front wheels. There is a more powerful version which powers the rear wheels as well, and that is a 265 brake horsepower version. The torque comes instantly, so that makes it really, really easy to drive in traffic, in hilly environments, if you've got some load in the back. Speaking of load, there's also independent rear suspension, so it should give reliable handling in both laden and unladen circumstances. This particular range of vehicles will do between 160-ish and 196 miles of range, WLTP certified. Now, there aren't too many vehicles out on the market at the moment, and so we don't really have the hugest amount of real-world data. However, our assumptions would tell us that that will range anywhere from 110 miles to 150 miles real-world range. And considering that that's laden as well, it's a pretty good figure. One other thing about the e-Transit is that it's now got this rotary gear selector. It's also got effectively regenerative braking mode in it. So if I push this L button, now when I take my foot off the accelerator, you feel the van come to quite an abrupt halt. Now, of course, this improves your range because every time you come into a stop, you're generating electricity, which is going straight back into that battery pack. One of the other things that's really great about having an electric van is that you're not, of course, producing any CO2 as you're driving. And so for this reason, you're exempt from the congestion charge and the ULEZ charge going into London, which of course, as we all know, can mount up over time. Not having a gear stick is lovely. Now, I'm used to driving an automatic, But driving an electric van, you don't really expect it. You kind of expect when you sit in here that you're going to be having to give it gears and you're going to have to be worried about putting the brake on and all of that kind of stuff. But in this, it's just sit back, put your foot down and drive. So I'd say to anyone considering changing to an electric van or even an electric transit, most definitely consider this. If you are interested in leasing an electric car or van, don't forget to visit our website at www.driveelectric.co.uk for all of our latest business and personal electric car and van leasing offers.